Throughout the course of the MCU, we have only seen 2 superheroes reach up to 4 movies, that of Captain America and Thor, but today we're going to be taking a look at the Thor movies and ranking them all between best to worst to find out which one is the best and which one is the worst. Let us know your rankings before we get into ours down those comments down below to see if they're any different from mine. In at number 4, Thor: The Dark World.
You must think I'm a piece of bread that needs to be buttered so heavily.
I think we all knew this one was going to be last, unless you're one of those people that thinks Love and Thunder is the worst, in which you're dead wrong about that, I'm telling you. Because Thor: The Dark World is blanket and a pillow time. It is fucking boring. After the first 30 minutes, or 20 minutes even, you may as well just write the whole film off. Malekith is terrible as a villain, even though it's played by a great actor in Christopher Eccleston, and things just don't click with this film at all. I think Loki, yeah, he's an interesting character in this particular film, but apart from that, what other positives are there to take from this film? Why was this one even that great for Thor? It really wasn't that brilliant as a overall film. And I think when you get to Ragnarok and when you get to Love and Thunder, at least you can say the films are more interesting and are funnier. Even though you disagree with them, I really think that this lacks the cutting edge that you really need. And it still has the Shakespearean shit. Which, don't get me wrong, Thor is quite a posh character anyways. Lives in Asgard. So you need some kind of that elm to it. But they focus way too much on that with the first 2 films, in which is a major letdown. In at number 3, and a lot of people probably will disagree with this, but it is the original Thor.
Why have you done that?
What were your expectations walking into the Thor film? It's obviously this big superhero's first film. And we've basically seen Iron Man debut, we saw the Incredible Hulk debut, then it was Thor's turn, and then we saw Captain America after. And out of those 4, Thor is probably second to bottom. Obviously, yeah, I can't sit there and defend Edward Norton's The Incredible Hulk because it's not brilliant at all. But then again, I can't really defend Chris Hemsworth's first Thor film because it is pretty much similar to the second film, apart from I think it's a little bit more entertaining, and the backstory of Thor and is more entertaining, and the fact that he's got to earn that worthiness to hold Mjolnir again, I think is everything that Marvel movies should be, that excitement. But I don't think it quite reaches the levels that we anticipated beforehand. And again, the Shakespearean stuff really took over in a massive, massive way. And that is a massive distraction away from what the story was trying to tell. And I like Loki. First thoughts of Loki in this film, though, is that as a villain, does he really work? Because he was pretty weak in this film. I think in Avengers, I think they tone him up a little bit in terms of that villainly quality that we are alerted to now. But I think in this particular film, as a villain, he was pretty fucking weak. I'm not gonna lie. In at number 2, Thor: Love and Thunder.
Flip too hard, damn it!
Yep, I think there isn't much in between Thor and Thor: Love and Thunder, apart from the entertainment and comedy. I like a comedic superhero movie. And to me, yes, Love and Thunder isn't the best example of a comedy movie. Ragnarok is the best example. And they carried some of that comedy that Taika Waititi brought in to the MCU. And I think it worked in Love and Thunder a little bit, but it worked 10 times better in Ragnarok. And Ragnarok is miles ahead of all of the movies in the Thor franchise, in my particular opinion. A lot of people now suddenly remake it in the head that, oh, the original Thor movies are better. No, they're not. Like, the comedy added into Ragnarok needed to be added in because they were bland, boring, and didn't really have that same spice that these 2 particular films have. And yes, you might argue that the story in Love and Thunder is a tad bit weaker, but I turn around and say maybe not because of the villain. I like the villain in the God Butcher. I think he was a fantastic villain. I think that he presented himself as somebody who could really cause Thor a massive threat post Hela in Ragnarok. I think you needed that for this version of Thor. You could argue, was this film needed? And I still ask that question myself. Was Thor 4 needed? But at the same time, I don't mind it. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. And I still don't quite get the levels of hate this movie gets. Let us know down in the comments down below why you hate Love and Thunder. In at number 1, Thor Ragnarok.
You're being a really bad friend.
There's a reason this is number 1. Simply because it's the fucking best. Simple reason being also that, let's be honest, it's in the conversation with one of the greatest MCU movies of all time. And even though people are trying to remake it in their heads now that, oh, it's not that good, go rewatch it. It is fucking brilliant. It's entertaining. And to me, I think it just has everything. A great villain in Hela. It has Hulk in it for a fucking start. And you see Thor versus Hulk. And Hela is such a badass villain, going back to Hela, because she needs Ragnarok to happen to be able to defeat her. If not, she's going to become like even more powerful than Thor, and probably more powerful than fucking Thanos. Let's be honest, because he needs the stones to be that powerful. Whereas she didn't. And I think that it was such a great villain, such a great plot, such a great everything. And you really saw Loki and you saw Chris Hemsworth, Thor teaming up in this film, and I enjoyed that. You even saw Doctor Strange in there for an appearance. I think there was so much good stuff in this film. It was funny. Jeff Goldblum's just Jeff Goldblum in this film. Everything just feels special. Everything just feels and oozes with class, and is a highlight in the MCU, especially in Phase 3, building up to the main Avengers films of Infinity War and Endgame. But they are my rankings. Let us know down in the comments down below. What are your rankings, if you haven't already done so, of the Thor movies? Because obviously yours are going to be different to mine. Obviously I'm going to prioritise the ones that I find are better for me. And I'm selfish in that retrospect. But do let us know yours down in those comments down below. And if you haven't already seen our Iron Man movies ranked, then do that right now by clicking the link on the video. And I shall see you guys next time in a bit.